For decades, we all knew the rules of retail, right? It was about scale, it was about sourcing, about your brand. But in the age of AI, that's all changing. Your next real advantage isn't going to be some new feature or a clever marketing campaign. No, it's your organization's operating tempo. Basically, how fast you can learn and adapt. So let's break down what that really means for you and your business.
You know, this line from Lewis Carroll, it's the perfect way to describe retail's new reality. AI has basically hit the fast-forward button for everyone, compressing cycle times and raising the baseline speed of change. Just to keep your current market share, well, that now requires running at an absolute dead sprint. If you actually want to get ahead, you've got to find a whole new gear. And look, this isn't some 5-year forecast. This is right now. $262 billion. That's how much revenue Salesforce thinks will be influenced by AI just this holiday season alone. This isn't an IT budget item anymore. This is a board-level strategic conversation that you need to be having today. So yeah, welcome to what we're calling the Red Queen's Race. It's a market where AI makes it cheaper and faster for everyone to try new things and roll them out. This doesn't mean things settle down. It just raises the bar for survival. From now on, your competitive position is a direct reflection of how fast your organization can learn.
And the data from Salesforce is, well, it's pretty stark. Retailers who are already using AI agents are seeing sales growth that is 59% higher than their competitors. This isn't a theoretical edge. This is happening right now on the P&L statement. The gap is already here.
But this data also points to the real problem, doesn't it? Even as CEOs like you are signing off on AI budgets, there's this massive disconnect between buying the technology and actually seeing a real business impact from it. We call this the execution gap.
And this chart just perfectly illustrates the size of that gap. According to McKinsey and NVIDIA, something like 90% of retailers are using, or at least kicking the tires on AI, but then you look at that tiny little sliver, only 7% have actually managed to fully scale it. So a lot of people are using it, but very few are getting the real game-changing impact.
So why is this gap so huge? It's actually pretty simple. Most of our organizations were built for a totally different era. They were architected for scale, for efficiency, with legacy systems and these slow hierarchical decision-making chains. But today's market, this AI-driven market, it demands an architecture that's built for one thing: speed and constant iteration.
So here's the bottom line. Your legacy architecture is acting like a giant brake on your business. It makes the cost of learning, the cost of turning data into an actual decision that makes it out to your stores or into your supply chain, it makes that cost way too high and dangerously slow.
Now, all this internal friction, it creates an even bigger threat externally. Because while you're trying to get your organization up to speed, other platforms are using AI to wedge themselves right between you and your customer. They're fundamentally moving the point where discovery happens and where decisions get made.
Let me just walk you through how this works. The customer journey, it used to be simple. It started on your app or your website. Now, it's starting with an AI assistant that's sorting through dozens of retailers at once. That assistant becomes the new front door. And you just become one of several options it might bother to recommend.
And please, don't think this is some far-off future. Walmart is already working with Google's Gemini. Alibaba's AI app Qwen hit 100 million users by baking commerce and payments right in. And JD Sports is already letting people buy things directly through platforms like ChatGPT. The control point is shifting as we speak.
Okay, so how do you fight back? Let's talk about the solution. It all starts with a new way to think about your AI investments. You've got to stop thinking about a long to-do list of projects and start thinking about a focused portfolio of what we call strategic multipliers.
So what on earth is an AI multiplier? Well, it's not just a tool that makes one task a little bit more efficient. It's an intervention that fundamentally changes the metabolism of your business. It accelerates the speed and improves the quality of decisions across an entire workflow. So where should you focus first? You want to look for workflows that are frequent, that are complex, and that have really clear, measurable outcomes. Things like demand forecasting, customer service and returns, fraud detection, and of course, personalization. These are the perfect places to apply this multiplier thinking and get the biggest bang for your buck.
All right, this brings us to the final and most important takeaway. To lead in this new world, you need a new operating cadence. It's a leadership mandate, really. It requires 5 concrete, strategic shifts that your entire organization has to make if you want to run at market speed.
Okay, so here they are, the 5 mandates. Number 1, speed is now a board-level metric, just like revenue or margin.
Number 2, your decision logs, the record of every single choice you make. That is now your most critical asset for training future AI. 3, identity and payments, they're not back office functions anymore. They are strategic constraints that determine your agility. 4, your dependency on outside platforms. That has to be a conscious, explicit choice, not something you just drift into. And finally, number 5, you've got to shift your workforce focus away from just optimizing job counts to improving the quality of decisions across the entire organization.
Let me be absolutely clear. This is not a technology story that you can delegate to your CIO. This is an operating model story that you, as the CEO, have to lead. The most important question you can ask your team is not which AI model should we buy. It's how fast can our organization learn?
This quote just nails it. As Shopify CEO told his team, the ability of your organization to pick up and learn new AI workflows, it's not a nice to have anymore. It is a core part of your competitive capacity, period.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. In a market where platforms and AI assistants can change the entire interface of commerce literally overnight, you have to look around the room and ask yourself a really hard question. Is the slowest thing in here my own organization?